Hi students, we are in chapter 1 and that is heat. In last class we have discussed about boiling. In this class we are going to discuss about melting. Without doing any further delay, let's get into it. Today we are going to discuss about melting. Before learning about melting, we need to learn what is meant by melting. The process in which the solid phase changes to liquid phase at a constant temperature is called melting. So if you observe the process where the solid phase that changes into liquid phase where there is a constant temperature, then it is known as melting. So in this solid phase you can take any example like ice cube. If you take ice cube and if you apply some temperature, what happens? It will convert into liquid. So if you take iron bar, so if you apply heat to that iron bar, it will melt and it will become into liquid. So if you take gold, if you apply heat, then it will convert into a liquid. So you can take any solid material and if you heat that material, then it will melt and it will become into liquid. So the materials which has the property of melting. If you take wood and if you apply heat on that wood, what happens? It won't melt, it will burn. So for different materials there will be different properties. Different materials has different temperatures for converting from solid phase to liquid phase. So if you observe there, ice cone is walking and it is melting due to the temperature which is present in the atmosphere. We can observe that in our daily life. When you buy ice cone and if you are eating that cone, when there is a high temperature, what happens? It will automatically melt. Let's discuss about melting in activity 11 in detail. For understanding in detail, you have to take small ice cubes in a beaker like this. Insert the thermometer. You have to insert a thermometer into ice cubes which is in the beaker and you have to observe the readings of the thermometer. And you can observe there in this picture I have mentioned that a beaker with ice cubes and a thermometer. Now start heating the beaker, keeping it on the burner. What you have to do means you have to heat the beaker and you have to keep it on the Bunsen burner and observe the changes in the thermometer reading. So you have to observe the changes in thermometer reading for every 1 minute till the ice completely melts and get converted into water. If you observe this picture, there is a beaker with ice cubes and I placed a Bunsen burner and a stand. So what I did, I placed a stand, under that stand I kept Bunsen burner and upon that stand I kept a beaker which is filled with ice cubes. What change do you notice in the reading of the thermometer? What changes you will notice in the reading of the thermometer as time passes by? If time go on, what you will observe? The changes which is in the reading of the thermometer. You will observe that the temperature of the ice at the beginning that will be equal or it will be below 0 degrees Celsius. If the temperature of ice is below 0 degrees Celsius, it goes on changing till it reaches 0 degrees Celsius. So the temperature of ice that is below 0 degrees Celsius means like -1, -2, -3, -4 like that, so on. So if you observe, below 0 degree Celsius means below 0 the values will be in negative. Above 0 it will be positive, like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, like that. So if the temperature of ice that is below 0 degree Celsius, it goes on changing till it reaches 0 degree Celsius. So when we are applying heat to that ice cubes, when it is below 0 degree Celsius, it will reach until 0 degree Celsius. When it is below 0 degree Celsius, when we are applying heat, it will change and reaches up to 0 degree Celsius. When ice starts melting, you will notice no change in the temperature though you are supplying heat continuously. When ice starts melting, you will notice that no change in temperature. There will be no change in the temperature though you are applying heat continuously. Why does this happen? So you will get a doubt called, why sir, why it will happen? So let's see why it will happen. So heat energy that supplied to the ice, that increases the internal energy of the molecules of the ice. So when we are applying heat energy to ice, it will increase the internal energy. So we have internal energy and external energy. So we are applying heat energy to the ice cube, that will increase the internal energy of the molecules of the ice. This increase in internal energy, so it will increase the internal energy of molecules, weakens the bonds. So when there is an increase in internal energy of molecules, that will weakens the bonds as well as breaks the bonds. When we are applying heat energy which is supplied to the ice, it will increase the internal energy. When there is a increase in internal energy of molecules, what happens? That will weakens the bonds as well as breaks the bonds between the molecules. Which molecules will be present in ice cube? H2O molecules in the ice cube. That is why ice which is in solid phase becomes water, means in liquid phase. So due to that increase in the internal energy of the molecules, that weakens the bonds and as well as breaks the bonds between the molecules in the ice cube. So that only when we apply heat to the ice cube which is in solid phase, that will convert into a liquid phase. This process takes place at constant temperature. So remember one thing guys, constant temperature plays a crucial role in this process. So here the process that takes place at constant temperature means 0 degree Celsius or 273 kelvins. So we already discussed the starting point, starting value is in Celsius is 0 degree Celsius, and starting value in Kelvin, that is 273 kelvins. This temperature is called melting point. So 0 degree Celsius, in Celsius 0 degree Celsius means melting point. And if you observe 273 Kelvin, that is in Kelvin scale, that is a melting point. The temperature of ice does not change during melting. So the temperature of ice does not change during melting, because the heat energy which we are applying on ice, that totally utilized in breaking the bonds between the water molecule. So you can observe this animation here, there is a breakage in the bond. So when we are applying heat energy, there will be that heat energy is completely utilized in the breaking of bonds of water molecules. How much heat energy is required to convert 1 gram of ice to liquid? The heat energy which is required to convert 1 gram of solid completely into liquid at constant temperature is called latent heat of fusion. So if you observe guys, in last class we have discussed about boiling. In boiling also we have seen the same thing. We have discussed that heat energy which is required to convert 1 gram of liquid completely into gas at constant temperature. So in boiling we call that as a latent heat of vaporization. In melting, the heat energy which is required to convert 1 gram of solid completely into a liquid at constant temperature is called latent heat of fusion. Don't confuse of these two things guys. These two things are very related to each other, so don't confuse by seeing this. Consider a solid of mass m. So solid which has mass, let heat energy will be Q be required to change it from the solid phase to liquid phase. The heat required to change 1 gram of solid into liquid is Q by M. So we have taken some solid which has mass and we have denoted it with the letter M, and heat energy we have taken and we have denoted it with a capital Q. So it will be required to change it from the solid phase. Heat energy that is required to change it from the solid phase to liquid phase. The heat required to change 1 gram of solid into liquid is Q by M. So this thing we are denoting by capital Q by small m, Q by M. Latent heat of fusion, that is denoted with the letter L, and heat energy that we are applying to change 1 gram of solid into liquid, and that heat energy we are denoting it with a capital Q, and the mass of the solid that we are denoting it with a small m. Then the value of latent heat of fusion of ice is 80 calorie by gram. In our next video we are going to discuss about freezing. I hope everyone understood. Thank you.